Welcome to lesson 2.2, how six lines become a hexagram. We'll examine that today. You're going to go from hexagrams to complete, or should I say from trigrams to complete hexagrams. Because hexagrams are composed by two trigrams. Know that. Now, welcome to lesson 2.2, how six lines become a hexagram. That is, six lines become a hexagram. We'll be explaining that. Now, today we'll dive into the fascinating transition from trigrams to complete hexagrams. Imagine the journey of these lines, each one a piece of a larger puzzle. We start with trigrams, which are groups of three lines. When you stack two of these trigrams together, you get a hexagram, powerful symbol with deep meaning. Now then, this process isn't just about placing lines, it's about understanding the dynamics between active and passive energies, yin and yang again. Each line, whether solid or broken, plays a crucial role in the narrative of the hexagram. As we move through this lesson, think of each line as a brushstroke in a painting, each contributing to the whole picture. I want to conclude with an encouraging smile as let's explore how these lines come together to form not just a hexagram, but a story. Now then, let's delve into the details of this fascinating process as we move on to the next slide. Now, look at the overview. Hexagrams are formed by stacking six lines vertically. Each line is either solid or broken, representing active and passive energies. It's male and female principles. That is, two trigrams, each made of three lines, combined to create the hexagram. Now, let's dive into an overview of how hexagrams are formed. Hexagrams are constructed by stacking six lines vertically. Each line can be solid, known as yang, or broken, referred to as yin. These lines symbolize active and passive energies, respectively, which are foundational concepts in understanding hexagrams. create a hexagram, we start by combining two trigrams. Trigrams are sets of three lines. And when two trigrams are stacked, they do form a complete hexagram. Picture. We need to diagnose the situation. That would be the complete hexagram. This process of using trigrams allows us to explore complex patterns, providing insight into dynamic states and transformations. Remember this, the interplay of these energies is what makes hexagrams a powerful tool for interpretation and analysis. Again, just talking about how hexagrams are formed. Moving right along. Process of formation. During this process, we'll be identifying yin broken and yang solid lines. Number two, we arrange three lines to form the lower trigram. Arrange another three lines to form the upper trigram. Combine the trigrams to create a hexagram. Then interpret. The interpretation is based on trigrams and blind positions where they are located, broken or solid within the trigrams or hexagram itself. Okay, let's explore how hexagrams are formed step by step. First, we identify the yin and yang lines. Remember, yin lines are broken, representing passive energy, while yang lines are solid, symbolizing active energy. Next, rearrange three lines to form the lower trigram. This initial arrangement sets the foundation for our hexagram. I want to emphasize the word foundation. That would be the first trigram, the lower trigram, that is. Then we arrange another set of three lines to form the upper trigram. This completes the structure as both trigrams together form again a hexagram. Finally, once the trigrams are combined into a hexagram, we interpret it based on the trigram and the specific position of each line. I want to conclude with thoughtful pause here and a reminder that this process not only involves constructing the hexagram, but also understanding the deeper meaning behind the lines and their arrangements. Significance of line positions. Each line's position from bottom to top has unique meaning. Changing lines yin to yang or yang to yin indicates transformation. Changing lines produce a secondary hexagram, offering deeper insight. Each line in a hexagram holds a unique meaning depending on its position from the bottom to the top. This position offers a layered understanding with each level symbolizing different aspects of life or situations. Now, the concept of changing lines is quite fascinating. When a line transforms from yin to yang or vice versa, it signifies a shift or transformation in the situation or energy you're exploring. I want to emphasize talking about transformation to highlights its importance. When these changes occur, they aren't just isolated events. They create what's known as a secondary hexagram. We diverge into deeper meaning of the initial hexagram. This secondary form provides additional insights, allowing for a more comprehensive understanding of the circumstances. Remember, these shifts and transformation aren't just theoretical, they're opportunities to explore change and growth in a dynamic way. Great quiz. How many lines are in a full, again, how many lines are in a full hexagram? Question number one. Question number two. What types of lines represent yang? Question number three. How are hexagrams created? Let's start with enthusiastic tone as we go over these quick quiz questions. We're going to dive into a quick quiz to test our understanding of hexagrams. Let's have some fun with this. First question. How many lines are in a full hexagram? Is it 3, 6, 8, or is it 12? Second question. What type of line represents yang? Would it be a broken line, dotted, solid, or is it a wavy line? Lastly, how are hexagrams created? Are they formed by combining two trigrams, reading the stars, using a single trigram, or better yet, writing a mantra? Which one? Remember, this quiz is a light-hearted way to reinforce what we've learned. Let's see how well we've grasped the concepts. Or should I say, let's see how well we're grasping the concepts.